let's jump in game first. And let's continue that thought, because we have this very western plane, Lucas. It's like 273 degrees or something, right? So it's very western.
You're getting better, man.
Well, thank you very much. We were just saying.
Yeah. Carry on, please.
No, but literally individual skill, because what we saw before the PUBG even started, we had the statistics, right? Skuike from ENS has been one of the the people with most kills, and the first time we spectated him in the team fight was when Reine wanted to push them, and he basically botched the spray completely and didn't get that first knock that they needed, which made Mise counter with 2, and it was just those kind of things can't happen. I mean, Tempest as well coming in.
Yeah, you have Granite over towards the east side. Also taking that coastal road towards Impala. They've gone for a little bit of a split.
Yeah.
Looks as if we do have an engagement going down, though, in the early stages. It is Game Frey currently taking shots over towards the Meteor Makers, but no connecting rounds just yet. So, yeah, I mean, obviously you're happy that you haven't lost anyone.
Yeah, please don't be a Lost Leonis zone. Please don't be a Lost Leonis zone. Please.
Yeah, that would be a pain.
Now it's so hard to cast because like everyone is fighting randomly. Like one person finds one guy in a window, and then it's just
you've got
it's just
mind you have all of the high rises and stuff there as well. Like it definitely.
It's a pain in the
I think they've done an
ass,
excellent job when it comes to like highlighting the chaos of urban warfare in.
Ooh, Tempest actually going hardcore into one of the Meteor Makers like prime spots. Like this is one of the places where Meteor Makers always is, and Tempest just said, yeah, Tempest went with that. This is the thing when you do an early rotation together, that basically you can, even though people already are here. It's such an early zone, you can basically just pick and choose as a 4.
Oh my, wait, was that a focused push coming in from them deliberately to deny Meteor Makers?
I mean, I don't think they deliberately denied Meteor Makers, but it's just the fact that they pushed the zone as a 3 or as a 4, and they knew that if we push, it's not going to be a full squad here.
Right.
So
they
we
were
can
anticipating that these guys were stuck up in looting.
Yeah, exactly. So you just, if you rotate fast, you can just pick and choose. Oh, that's a great nade.
Yeah, wow. I like this from Clueless. The thing is, Clueless haven't had the easiest time in these few games, but the thing is, I
expect them to be at least a top 8, I would say, because I always feel like they're a bit of a dice roll when it comes to because they're always a new lineup. Like it's always like, I think NHS is like the only like one like consistent person who's in the team, and then it's just new people all the time, so you never know how they're gonna perform.
True. Well, right now they're performing fine because they're getting another knock here in the buildings, and that's it for 3 days and 1 Brazilian. So they were doing fine in the previous game, and now suddenly they're out first.
Yeah, I mean, it shows how quickly things can turn, right? They just seem to get completely caught off guard, and there was simply no real recovery plan in place. And is that something that you'd say is sort of a matter that you would need to take a little bit of a deeper look into, RDL, or is that just sort of something that's fairly uncommon?
What did you mean, the recovery plan, or?
Yeah.
I mean, in that situation, it's such a random situation to get caught in. I feel like because they were fighting squad versus squad out. Like,
is that a rotation that you sort of think is viable at this stage? Is it simply because it's the only option they have? Because we do have a couple of guys like along the main road, a little bit further towards the east, towards the center of the zone, that they could very well run into.
Yeah, I don't think it's that much of a viable rotation, but it's like you said. If you have to, you just gotta do what you gotta do. You don't have that much of an option at this point when it comes to rotating into loss.
Look at this circle. Everyone is going to be just kind of covering up here, and as soon as those last few people start rotating in, those last few teams, they're not going to get in, right? So they're going to have to fight their way in, and as soon as we start to see the fighting, we see a third party, and then everything is just going to happen at the same time.
Yeah, and look at this. This is such a cluster. They're just fighting constantly on the west side.
He does get that finish. That is so unfortunate, so frustrating. Simultaneously shift things over. It's Smiley Face walking head first there into Isis Skewer. They've already taken down 3 of their players. Losing that 1 in a knock. Looks as if Eyeball is also going to get part of this one. And remember, these guys are outside of the zone.
Oh, yeah. Wow, yeah. And it's just yellow now. It's 1 on 2. I think they're going to try to pick up Jumbo, perhaps, and Yellow's not picking up anyone.
Where did that shot come from, though? From Eyeballers?
Yeah, from the city. They're up in those apartment buildings. They see everything. They just sit there. They have the best time of their lives. It's like, yeah, keep on fighting. I'm bored.
Such a pain for them. And I mean, there's no response to this either right now because they're so focused on each other.
Yeah, and because there's so many teams on the south side, like everyone who's on the south side, they're gonna look at the map and think, okay, we're so late to the party. There's gonna be a lot of teams on the north, when in fact there's no one there. So it's just gonna be a cluster of teams trying to rotate into the city instead of rotating all the way around.
Well, right now, Ise trying to find those frags. Molnon falls. It's just Yellow left. 1-on-2 right here. Can't make it happen. Oh, there we go. Ise go to clean up. Smiley face, the second team to leave this map.
No HP and no time, no nothing. And with the zone forcing them forward as well. Just lots of pressure. And this really showcases, you know, like, as you pointed out there, RDL, you don't really have any sort of obvious route to enter the city itself because, as you said, every single building could be occupied, but now it's actually a little bit more sort of thinned out towards the north. But it's especially so like over towards the southeast and towards the southwest, where you have these strong control points. Because a lot still with Hackapelitas, for example, they're sort of like bang in the center of the city. So they've got a good compound that's really hard to take, or a good structure that's really hard to take. But they can't really see very much in terms of open lines of sight. So it's more like sort of so they could just move up to the north, swing around, and then just hang out over towards the northeast side of that zone. And they've got like great terrain to work with as well, with lots of divots and dips and concealment.
I completely agree. Like Granite's position there, just being slightly outside, just like Ware team, right? They chose not to enter Los Leones, and they just stayed in the northern side, and it paid off.
It gives them a different level of, or another level of flexibility in terms of how they want to set up their rotations. Whereas if you were early into the city, especially if you set up shop in the south side, you're going to be forced to move through the city potentially, and that could obviously be a very, very dangerous thing to be forced to go through with. So, I mean, I'm expecting things to really explode and pop off. You know, where we go from having 47 players to just going down to maybe just 25. Seeing Meteor Makers also meet their makers right there, so that's another team gone.
Indeed. And, well, Tempest right now, only 1 kill so far. They're usually a bit more active than this, I would imagine, but they're just trying to find their way to keep inside the zone while facing the other team right here. And
it's Game Frame right
Game Frame, thank you, yeah. Exactly. And it's these small pokes, like right now it doesn't look too dangerous, but like a few, you know, knocks here and there and things can really start opening up. They will pick up Simsi at least, so no kills so far, but the tension is there, and the thing is, things have to start happening because the zone is going to start closing in soon.
Yeah, okay, so they deploy the smokes. Tom Hill, he was the last man loitering behind. Oh my god, he gets a really nice 2-spray. And yeah, there's just simply nothing they can do. Grenade goes in there for the follow-up and the finish. And a little bit of extra damage here, perhaps. But yeah, I mean, they're in no position to pick up their friends. So, really nicely played. I love the fact that he has left the 1 man behind, just as a rear guard to make sure if anyone's coming in behind us, he doesn't even need to engage. He can just give them that piece of information. But you can see the rest of the squad, they're moving further in towards the northern side, and they're really comfortable doing this.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I love this move from Tempest. Now, I mean, Rubsy, what is he going to do really at this stage, right? He's just going to have to snake it out, basically.
Yep. Forced to life in solitude.
He's inside the zone, so I mean, if I were him, I would probably, go somewhere towards the compound. I mean, he doesn't know that there's a drop there, but just like find a ridge where you can just hide. Let a team go in. If the zone goes in there, you can just stay in the compound. They would stay in the compound and shoot everyone away, and then you can just sit there and hide for a second place, basically.
Right. Well, he could try. Now, Rehab Bros will try to move in here between YMCA and a few eyeballers. It's, you know, it can be dangerous because basically wherever you are right now, if you're not on the edge, you're going to be trapped between 2 teams. You see, for instance, Hackapelitas, technically, if people started moving towards them, they have ends right to their east side. So they have to be so careful on any kind of rotations. But the same goes for ends. If they wait for a bit too long and Hackapelitas gets the earlier rotation, they're in trouble.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And again, the zone is going to continuously work its way towards the northeast. And once, like you said there, Alex, you push forward early, you grab those compounds that keep people out from making their way into the zone, force them on these dramatic rotations, and that means they're going to run head first into teams like Granite Gaming, the guys who have been sticking around on the fringes of the zone. So it's the late rotation here is really going to be what's hurting people. Already we can see that as you're sort of trying to make up your mind of how you want to rotate out, we're losing players left and right. Though Jumbo is going to be able to stay afloat. Somehow he's the last player left. He's up to 4 kills at this stage. And with a really nice knock there over towards Vandal. Can he get that kill secure? He goes for it. So cheeky. And this means Desp, I mean, he's the only one really in line of sight trying to apply pressure if he can, but he doesn't connect a single of those shots.
Well, he kind of freaks out and misses, like shoots to the left.
But, you know, just like you mentioned, you want to go in for those earlier rotations. There's a good chance that these guys might actually get trapped. Now Hackapelite is engaging them. No knocks just yet. Ooh. There it comes in. It's actually going to be Rehin, the E-Game Stars, to chime on in as the third-party group, and they get Skoike knocked down. That is a pretty big loss for them. Oh, what a dirty angle.
Yeah.
But they're presented there right in the front of the man. It's a turkey shoot, essentially, at this stage.
Ends are in so much trouble right now. They're trapped between these 2 great teams, and they're just being picked off.
I mean, different iteration. There's 7 teams trying to get in onto the same spot, so it's going to be, oh my god, it's so hard.
It's just all over the place, man. Rehab Bros go down after they wipe out a squad. YMCA now going to move on in. It's Coyote, the last man left for them, and he gets himself a 2 or 3k as the last man alone, so that is not bad at all. You can see right there at the very top, Ise Skir with 8 on Jumbo, and YMCA on 5.
Yeah, not too bad for Ise, but here's the thing, like these big teams that we're looking at, like look at this ends. They've been so solid and now they're just being picked apart. Like there's virtually nothing for them to do at this point.
And it all comes back to that, Alex, you know. You go.
He's always the one peeking and then he can just retreat.
Yeah,
and
he's staying active, man. And this is like just really good maneuver warfare from him.
Exactly, and he has his teammates straight to the east and they're coming to him now because he's giving them all the info they need and they know we can get a few frags here.
And now they realize, but they have kind of a safe rotation into like 1 compound at least, so they can stay inside the zone.
But I mean, even if that's true, they have 2 members and 0 kills.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. That's the thing. I don't think Hackapelitas has that many either. Like they have like, how many do they have? Like 3, 2? Yeah, 2 kills. So I mean, it's always like this when everyone has to rotate through the city because no one gets like this full 4-on-4 fight. It's just like finding one guy running across the road, and oh, that is a dirty nade.
That's the second for Ground to fall, by the way, within 10 seconds. It's only Twite and Kluba now.
Yeah, that is really painful for them because up until this point, I mean, they'd maintained the full squad. And I think they were in a really good position generally. I love the rotation that they had going for them, but it's falling apart completely. Konkino going to shave off Twite as well, leaving them with only 1 man left. Huayu's position is actually very good. They've got the control of this ridge. And even so, like a little bit of a rock there as well to bring them a little bit further up in terms of a point of elevation. So yeah, their position pretty much prime real estate, boys.
And to your point, Lucas, I mean, Tempest, they're so mobile right now. I mean, they're moving up this eastern side, and if they can avoid Who Are You or take a favorable engagement, I mean, they're in a prime position. Even steals the Twite kill here. I'm liking it. They have to be careful, though. Look at that. Diggory picks out Pixel. And it's Tempest I'm keeping my eyes on right now.
Oh, he survives though. He only gets the knock, and I believe they might be able to get him back up there, which is huge for the later stages to be like a 4 and Pixel with that firepower.
Kluba trying to do what he can here. He's the last man left for this Swedish lineup, and still here with only the 2 players, giving their all over towards Who Are You, who still managed to hold this ridge line, but they're forced back in over towards the north side, and this actually brings them a little bit closer and potentially exposes them more here over towards Wookie Bookie and his gang, who do get 1 knock there.
Really interesting to see who gets on top after this.
I'm just loving the position right now of Reine, especially if we keep seeing the circle going south. They have that big compound, and it's going to be such a vital point for them to hold. But now on the northern side, everything's going in a strange way here. Tempest, they're just pushing on to Who Are You, but here comes Were Team from the side, and that's Clip. He's dead.
Yeah, okay, that flank, they were not ready for that at all. You can see completely taken off guard. That means they're down to 2 players. Who Are You? Obviously aware now of the fact that there is indeed a squad behind us. But still, looks as if they are going to do what they can. What a shot there. Wookie Bookie knocks him down. AWM really finds it smart and does the damage. It's really nice to see this actually starting to find some shots. Oh, he does it again. Man, he's not done just yet. Firing 338 Lapua. It's a pretty angry round, boys. Or what, is he firing 300 Windmag mayhaps? But it's a still, you know, big angry round.
Yeah. I can tell. Well, right now Tempest is 7 kills. They're doing fine for themselves as long as they don't get hit here, as they are going to have a hard time arresting each other. Were Team now struggling. That's Surfy dead. Wookie Bookie adding to those frags. He's done 4 by himself. At the same time, though, with all this going on, Rain is still just holding the fort, and they're doing fantastically.
Wow. Okay,
That's Tommel, yeah.
Tommel going down here, though, is actually a pretty big moment. Wookie trying to do what he can there with the spray. He's going to be able to get close at least, so it is Ware Team who are potentially next on the chopping block unless he can get this win. Oh, he does take the duel and take it as well in style. Grenades now rain on in as Ware Team push up. Tempest finally go down, but 10 kills for them. As it is going to be Who Are You to clean them up. And next up is going to be this duel as Clueless also very close by to join in on this one.
I like the position of Who Are You, though, having the high ground. Ware Team right now, I don't know how they get on top of this. I don't know how they're going to take this fight. They don't even have the nades for it. I guess if Clueless helps them out, perhaps.
I'm not even sure that you can get up there. Can you? I think you need to go far right, and ooh, that's what they were waiting for, though. Hakkapeliitas actually gets a knock on Who Are You. Now they need to go. Like, they know that there's one person knocked, so yeah, that's what they're doing. But yeah, Konkino actually gets Squay as well, so that's great awareness that he didn't go for the rest straight away.
Yeah, well, that's Ware Team down. Well, rather, Squy dies for Ware Team. I like the fact that Hakkapeliitas kept their 4 players. Like, they're going to be dangerous here for the late stages. And there's a lot of people to still shoot. They can rack up those kills towards the end in a massive fashion. Here comes Ware Team, though, with Sunka. He's not going to make it work. Konkino finds the spray, and that's Ware Team out. Top 5 teams left now.
Yeah, 1 kill for Ware Team. Somewhat underwhelming, but I mean, same thing could be said there for a handful of other teams as well.
Notice how ENS has 0 frags.
Yeah, they've just been trying to sneak their way in, I mean, casually without being noticed. And yeah, now they're going to see Who Are You trying to get down from that hillside, and that's the first 2.
Not bad.
Yeah, not bad. I mean, that's the thing when you have these kind of circles. You just have to wait for the end, and then, like, Eyeballers got 7, they're going to get, like, 7, 8 if they actually win this.
No, that's true. And this is exactly the point where Hakkapeliitas or ENS could pick up tons of kills. But we have to look at this as well. Like, Hakkapeliitas, 3 kills, and they have their entire team Clueless with 3 people still standing. Ryan as well, really scary. ENS right now are kind of the underdogs for even making it through here.
Yeah, but I mean, their positioning is still quite good. They could potentially find some crossfire angles over toward these teams who seem to be so engaged with one another that they might not pay them any attention at all. Miss is going to get that first knock over towards Clueless as well, so maybe that's enough to give them that sort of read. He's waiting for them.
The thing
More agape, man. He's like a crocodile.
Yeah, that's the thing. Everyone has to attack into Rhina, and they're just staying put and just playing tower defense to this stage. ENS, they have to make something happen, but that's exactly what you were talking about, Lucas. Anonymous with the first. He doesn't find the second, but he gets help from his teammate, and he gets picked up just in the nick of time.
Yeah, the power is in numbers, so great pickup there. Now they just need to rest, they need to regroup, because, yeah, they won't have a second to breathe, because Clueless is trying to run into the smokes. Hakkapeliitas with 4 people alive as well, coming in from the west side as well. It's going to be so tough to stay alive here.
Yeah, but this could actually be anyone's game, because all it takes is that Hakkapeliitas lose 1, and then Clueless could come in for a 2 versus 3. It's absolutely possible. So much smoke there from all sides. I mean, it's just all about whoever has more hard cover or not. Right now, Clueless potentially getting sandwiched between both of these squads as Hakkapeliitas continuously pushing on forward, but they are fairly low on HP, and they still haven't dealt effectively with the guys in Rehena, but and he's going to be the one to make the first magic happen. That's going to be Anonymous down. Flanking coming in. He's trying to do what he can, but Missit fails to connect the killing blow, and he's still up on his feet. They're actually completely aware of where he is. Going to try to come around, and he gets the drop. Jupsik also chimes on in. Missit drops another one. That's that's a kill confirm over towards Patrick, and that's the big equalizer.
What a big duel here for Misa. And that's the thing. Right now, we have to see Raine push into Hakkapeliitas, but because they're controlling the very middle spot that we're going to be seeing in a minute or so. Clueless now, only Flamey fighting his way here. He's trying to save Rip at the same time. It's going to be Hakkapeliitas versus Raine, 3-on-2, but this is doable now.
Yeah, what a great smoke there, by the way, as well. Picking up his teammates, making sure they don't want to get too eager and push. Now the final zone, I mean, it's closing on in, guys. 6 players left alive. Trikio picks up another one on Duke. And, I mean, Raine, they were in such a good spot there. They go down in 3rd place. It's down to 3 versus 2.
It is, and they have a great angle here. Flame is down, and that's going to be it. Hakkapeliitas, finally, they reach